Okay, yeah, my mic is connected. I just wasn't sure because it wasn't picking up for some reason. I should also probably turn the music down a tiny bit. I think that's better. Yeah, that looks better. And now it's... Alright. Hoping to actually get back to streaming this fairly consistently. I was just kind of on a bit of a... I don't know if break is the right term, but I was kind of just like thinking about getting on and then not feeling compelled to actually get on when I had the means to. It's weird. I think part of it is that it's just harder to get myself to hit the... to like have session when I need to hit the go live button on top of that. But also I don't want to have offline stuff. Come the fuck on, man. I do hope that I can make a good montage before uni. Because I don't know what the read is going to be on me with me playing the game at uni. I don't think I'm going to have hardware issues, given that like I just have to run an NES emulator. I don't think that's going to be like much of a point of concern. Yeah, we're in the... It's just a very meat grindery first level. I think that's the reason this game is so attempt hungry. You're just forced to tank the mole stacks. Unless you want to go flash first, which honestly I'm starting to think might be optimal. I'm starting to think flash first might be optimal, honestly. I feel like depending on your route, you could argue that Time Stopper is like second best weapon in the game for no hits. Granted, that's more so an indictment of Mega Man 2 weapon quality than saying anything about, than like saying anything positive about Time Stopper itself. The fact that Time Stopper is its second best weapon in the game talks is honestly embarrassing on this game's part. Literally, like, can't shoot, can only use it once, and basically, like, requires you to just movement around everything. It's basically just like a explicitly worse version of Flash Stopper for Mega Man 4, which admittedly is an extremely good weapon. But it's so much worse than Flash Stopper, and it's still probably the second best weapon in the game. Which Just goes to show that this kind of is just the Metal Blade show. Air Shooter is probably my second pick, I'm gonna be honest. Huh? You can shoot without you shooting? Today I learned. So I guess you do always want to be trying to close the gap. You don't ever want to just sit back and wait. It does seem to be a much, or not much more consistent, but it seems to be a strat where you always know what you did wrong, which I heavily value. Found WD after the evening, found L pressing jump after you fall off the platform. I just had to stall like that because I didn't want to deal with weirdness from getting that small pickup. Actually, can you, like... Yeah, you can just do that. Or you can just have the cycles completely sync. So yeah, just don't do that. Just be patient. You get hit by the room, but tough shit. But like, do the full walk back. come on! I am very heavily considering Flash first, because I cannot deal with this. Is this a strap, potentially? Just like literally only ever walk left on the conveyor. Yup. Yup. Is. I. Alright. New metal strat does seem to be working. Now if I can find a better strat. I might dedicate a bit of stream to trying to lab out a better strat. For the moles. I probably need it. Oh, I'm not on. Grid is so satisfying to play with Metal Blade. God. I hate the specific paper block. There we go. It's like such a long cycle for some reason. I don't even know what the deal is. Difficult mode is basically just, hold on. So the original Japanese release only has one difficulty mode, and then in the English release, they added normal mode, which is a, they have two difficulty settings on the English release, which are difficult mode, which is the original Japanese release, and then normal mode, where you're dealing more damage and everything takes. You deal more damage, and you take less damage from everything, basically. Difficult mode is, like, the intended way that the game was supposed to be played. Just Nintendo of America, or whoever, just thought, Americans suck at this whole thing. Yeah, literally. It's so funny that that was, like, a fairly, or I don't know about thing. It's like, it's so funny how that's a thing, and then in, in, like, PS2 era, you have stuff like Devil May Cry 3, where the normal mode on the Western release is the hard mode on the Japanese release, and easy mode on the Western release is normal mode on the original release. I think Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn did the same thing. It's just kind of funny how the tables, like, turn with that sort of thing. I don't know. Also, for DMC3 specifically, hard mode was like a unique difficulty that the Japanese version didn't have access to at all. Like, on the Japanese release, it was just, easy, normal, hard, and then Dante Must Die. There is, like, hardest difficulty. But then for the English release, it was Japanese normal mode, Japanese hard mode, and then English hard mode, basically. And then when they re-released the game as the special edition, they aligned it with the Japanese difficulty names, and then they made English hard mode called Very Hard Mode, so it's easy, normal, hard, very hard, Dante Must Die on special release. Also, remember that Toho strategy RPG that I got a while ago? I found out, looking at a wiki, that the normal mode on that in the Western release, or I don't know if it's that release, like the Western release specifically, or that specific re-release of the game, like all versions of it, but for some reason, normal mode on my copy was actually like easy mode, and normal plus mode was the intended normal mode. I don't know why you would do that. Normal plus mode is insanity. So when I realized that, I just swapped my playthrough to normal plus mode. Because, like, whenever I'm playing a game the first time, I usually do the first playthrough on whatever the intended difficulty is. Unless it's like Yakuza 0 or something where I did my first playthrough on hard mode because I heard normal mode was piss low. And to be fair, Yakuza 0, even on hard mode, is not that hard to beat casually. If you get past, like, the first Kuze fight, you're kind of probably gonna make it through the whole game. But the first Kuze fight fucked me up a lot, but also I didn't have, like, almost any healing items for that fight. Yeah, I do think just only walking left is probably the safest strat. Even if it is, like, agonizingly slow. I'll take a look when I get the chance. Here's what the fastest I could do this track on this fight is. Like how many flashes I could do it in. Also, there's a part of me that kind of in the future at some point wonders what a no Metal Blade run of this game would look like. Maybe I'll do that as like a future grind. Because even though it makes the game so much easier, there's no strats that like absolutely require it for the game to be reasonable to no-hit. Okay, let's take a look at it. Good image. Good image. Like I was saying, there's not really anything that hard requires you to be using Metal Blade in order to like viably get through the game. Even the Quick Man strat, you can use Leaf Shield to do the same thing. I think the scariest part of that would be Bubble Man, honestly. Is Bubble Man, I don't even think Bubble Man has a secondary weakness. So I think you have to Buster Only him, and Buster Onlying him seems very scary. I think I will consider No Metal Blade Mega Man 2 as a future grind. If I don't do full game for that, I would at least consider doing 8 Robos. Are we serious, man? Really likes pressing jump like a frame after walking off Elijah Ward. I think for that route, you would definitely do Flash first. And then where would you go from there? Will you just, like, full send heat? I don't know. I think you probably would full send heat and then just go in weakness order. Actually, maybe you'd go to Bubble now? No, you wouldn't. Bubble doesn't really get you much of anything. I think the route would be Flash, Heat, Wood, Air, Crash, Quick, Bubble, Metal? Something to that effect? That feels like what the route would be, at least. And maybe go to Bubble quicker to get it out the way. Maybe that new strat just is what I need to be doing. Okay, once you get into the swing of things, 3 hits per cycle seems fairly reasonable. Also, you're pretty consistently clearing it in roughly the same time. Because there's no RNG involved in if you get your shots or not. There probably is a way to always hit Metal Man doing the traditional strat, but I wouldn't know what it is. I do really like my strats so far for this game. Like, even if I don't like the act of playing this game, I am very, like, happy about... Like, that sounds a lot worse than it is, but, like, even in the event that I don't like strat on the whole, I think I'm gonna look back on the strat finding of it very fondly. Just because this game presents a lot of interesting challenges. And one weapon that, while it's good at the stuff that's not really going to be that big of a challenge, for anything that's a challenge with it, trying to use whatever else you have lying around to figure out a solution is very rewarding. That's why I like the Time Stopper strat in Wood so much. Like, just metal blading that section wasn't cutting it, so I had to, like, dig into the back pocket. Walking all the way back reset the cycles, I hope it does. Nice. Also nice to know that when that happens, it also delays the input. That sounds sarcastic, but that's actually a good thing to know, considering my computer just does that, and I don't think there's a way of solving it. Oh. I thought it was one early. I'm getting punked by heat today, Jesus. Right now, my goal is just getting an attempt to or past air, like the air flight. And then I'll probably regroup and consider what I want to go for next. I think I just needed a break from late game practice. Or I still, like, do need a break from that. I might try to go for air to end, honestly. I've never done, like, a Robot Master stage to... I've never tried doing segments from a specific Robot Master stage before. Besides trying to just get that 4 segment, just as like a pick-me-up that one session of VM 1.2. Note is the rhythm to get those conveyor jumps without trusting too early, just like eighth notes at this BPM, because if so, that's really funny. BPM even is this song? Like 150 something? 160 something? Actually thinking it over, like 163 sounds right? I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere. And by somewhere I mean the BPM of a map of the song. Yeah, I'm really happy about the new strat. Helping a lot. That'll definitely feels a lot less like a meat grinder than it did yesterday. Or not yesterday, the last time I played this. I really hope I am able to just, like, get over myself with, not playing a lot of days. I think by the time I'm going for Minus Infinity, I don't know if I will. Because I don't know what my workload is gonna look like by that time, but I hope so. Good song. That doesn't hit Dalred? I'm just getting big on, honestly. That's just what's happening here. It is reassuring to know that I'm not going to need to swap the Flash first, at least. Because I do think I have succeeded in turning that conveyor to not a meat grinder. Oh, I did that too early? This was like the most stimmable song ever. I do hope that by the time I get to I do hope that, like, minus infinity early game isn't paced the way this game's early game is. I am a little bit worried because I think the first stage of my route is gonna have to be ring. Just kind of out of necessity, a little bit. If I want to get, well, if I want to get weapons at like a reasonable times. I think I have to ring first for that. And that's gonna be the mini-boss at the start of that series. A little bit stally, I think. I need to get so much more annoying about Jump Ropes and Sock. I was already really annoying about him like quarter 1 into later part of quarter 2, into early quarter 2 this year. I need to get more annoying about him. I think between all of his like side projects, I mostly listened this year so far. They're always, like, roughly doing metal in this amount of time now. Which I think is a good sign for a Strath's consistency. Obviously, there's a bit of variability with the RNG from malls, but not, like, a ridiculous amount. Also, every single mistake you make on this fight, it's very clearly your fault, and it's very easy to tell what you need to do to not make it the next time. While with my old strat, sometimes it kind of just felt like you had an undodgeable pattern, even though I think what was going on there was a deeper shot timing mistake. But it's hard to tell what that is. The thing. Like, it's hard to tell how you're supposed to time stuff like that. This is very... It's very transparent. The last shot was not really transparent at all. Just because of the variability of timing your shots in relation to when you time your jump. Nice. I don't think I've ever seen it do this before. I think I killed the frame it flashed. I think that's what happened here. I do feel like I probably get to the wood fight next, I do feel like next attempt that gets past heat, or even the first shot of heat, I probably get to wood. And from there I probably get to the wood fight. I don't want to say anything definitively, but that's just kind of the vibe. I would like an air entry today. I think that's the goal here. Good roll. I am standing on, like, the leftmost pixel of that platform. There we go. Nice. Oh my god, what was that? What was I doing there? Legitimately just no excuse for that one. This isn't related to anything, but I think I only just realized today that the intro to this game has kanji in it, which I didn't even know the ADS could do kanji, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I remember seeing somewhere that it was like... I guess maybe what happened was that, like, the SNES was when, like, system-wide kanji support was a thing, and before that you were just kind of on your own. And I remember for Dragon Quest, that was, like, a big deal. That for Dragon Quest V specifically, because that was the first SNES Dragon Quest, that it being able to do kanji was a big deal. Even though it couldn't even do that many kanji. I think it could only do like 300 or something? I like how I have so many more jump key inputs than shoot key inputs today. Only in Mega Man 2. Only in Mega Man 2 attempts to start. I timed it too early. Heat is not a hard stage. Why am I dying to it so much today? It is. I've been on for an hour already? Yeesh. This song is so Dad, what was Prime Origami Angel like? Vince McMahon, he was special, Jeff. Yeah, my pass rate is increasing a lot. Or as a lot as you could be when you have 100 attempts somewhere. See, that's the thing. I know what I did wrong there. I know what I did wrong on that attempt to get me hit, and I know how to not do it. Actually not doing it is a different story, but like... I know what the issue was there. I don't have to speculate. And that's what I like about that strat compared to just doing it the normal way. Even if it is more time consuming. Also, it's a more consistent amount of time that I'm spending. As opposed to being at the whims of Metal Man Jump RNG. Some days I'm just like, is this the best song on the Infamous? And then I remember Strickland's Part 2 exists, but I do think this might be my second favorite song on the album. Like, oh, Survival of the Fittest. For a while it was my favorite, and then I just realized Strickland's Part 2 actually is as good as everyone says it is, because it took me a few listens to really, like, click with it. I was in a weird cycle there. I probably should have taken the time to adjust it. Ideally, you want to be in the cycle where, like, on Flash, you're going towards him, and then each cycle you want to be towards, against, towards. You want to get 3 hits per cycle. After the first Flash, which you can't control, though. The first Flash is guaranteed to be away instead of towards. Like the conveyor direction. I really do hope I actually get Mega Man stuff done this summer. I was really sketchy. Back to Flash at least. I don't make any stupid ice physics-induced mistakes. Like, that's just a pure miss time. I swear it's gonna be the same playlist songs because we all the time, and I need variety. Like a 300 something song playlist. Yeah, I feel like it gravitates towards like a 50 or song subset. Maybe not even 50, honestly. I've heard Nissan Altima way too many times on stream for it to be like fully shuffling. Come on! What is that? What do you want me to do there? I just completely got put in the meat grinder there. Of course my strat is gonna make situations like that less likely. But I just fucking hate that can still happen. I swear there was like 3 sets of molds on the screen at the same time. Funniest part of this is that I was literally thinking earlier, like, why do I not roll Ode to... It feels like I don't roll Ode to the Mets that often on this playlist, and then it just rolls Ode to the Mets, like, right after. This song. It's like handedly their second best for me. And I feel like there's some days where I would take it over Reptilia, but Reptilia is like... Reptilia isn't my favorite song of all time, or even really close, but I do think it is probably the single most perfect song ever made. Like, it is doing everything that it needs to be doing the exact way that it needs to be doing everything it's doing. Like, if you make a single change to Reptilia, the song is probably worse off for it. I think I might genuinely just start going for, like, air to end practice. Or not even air to end, really. I think I might just go for, like, air to Wily 1. Because I am, like, kind of losing my mind out here. But I would also lose my mind doing just Wily practice. I thought I was able to clear. Yeah, I'm gonna just do practice, I think. I just need to do something this session, I think. Let's... Timer. Oh wait, no, I didn't actually swap anything out. I had no reason to do that. There was no tactical advantage lended to me by going for that. I just felt like it. I do think this grind is gonna overall be a high fun to play, low fun to grind thing. Because playing from stages that aren't, playing from parts of the game that aren't Metal or Wily 1 is pretty fun, consistently. It's just that Wily 1 and Metal are very bad stages to be the first stage of, to be, like, the most important stages to play from. I need to practice metal more. Or not metal more, I need to practice air more. Oh, I have states. Actually, do you even need the second one there? No, you still kind of do. You despawn everything close enough that it's not really an issue anyway. Actually do it. Yeah, no, don't. I still need to listen to In Utero, man. MTV Unplugged album. I've listened to, like, none music this year. Music stops listening in 2026, I fear. I think I've just been in much more of a, like, put a Twitch stream on in the background mood this year. Which is kind of funny because one of my, like, goals for this year at the start of it was, like, use Twitch less. And now I've just been kind of, like, Twitch maxing, and it's kind of a, what can you do? Ellie, you gotta stop. Your Tengu jump's too tight. Your Metal Blade's too spam, they'll kill you, Ellie. I'm on one, yeah. I just have to check that I was on one. Because I wasn't sure if the up input went through on the menu. come on, what was I doing, man? You gotta put the fucking thing farther away. I'm curious if I could do full edge jumps. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to do like full edge jumps here. Not that it's worth it at all, it's just fun to see if I can do it. I think it's like a 4 pixel window for these? The hell? Why are they just not doing anything? Okay, I'm counting that for now. I don't want to lose a bunch of time to this. I think my goal right now is like string air to bubble together. If I get hit anywhere in bubble, I don't really care that much, but that's kind of cool. I think I just want to be able to like continue to play the game after air. Just so that I know like when I get there I can do stuff. Also, on the low, I should probably practice Flash, because I'm making way too many stupid mistakes there, and it's like just flat out not a thing I can be doing. I cannot afford to be making mistakes like that, like, whatsoever. I need to get rid of those mistakes. Yeah, I probably should just use Item 1 for the second thing. Okay, yeah, be less reckless on Crash now. I should probably add Move On up to this playlist, honestly. Like a random thought, because they're both like roughly 8-minute long songs from this era. What am I doing, man? Barely had enough. There's a pickup, right? Doesn't matter anyway. Oh! No, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, wait, no, I need to be on metal, not on air shooter. Metal's more consistent for the... Okay, so I did string stump stuff together. Nice. I think I'm gonna do a lot more dedicated, practice from... I think I'm gonna do a lot more dedicated practicing areas that aren't... What am I even trying to... I'm gonna practice more from Robot Master stages that aren't the first stage of the game, once I'm doing harder grids. That's what I wanted to say. I had, like, a more, like, eloquent way of formulating that thought mapped out, but I couldn't think of it while I was actually trying to do inputs. Like, minus Infinity, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of practice from specific Robot Masters. Okay, yeah, I just don't know what the fuck I was doing. I'm just gonna play it again to make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna Buster Roll in this because I feel like it. How many frames was I off? I couldn't have been off by many frames. I think I'm gonna do one more attempt from air, then I'm gonna practice flash a bit. Wow, it's not roll still the hip hop? It's so hard not to resist the urge to fucking burst out singing at this part. This song had me in a chokehold in like March, April. This is like the last like Jeff song that I got upset. I still need to listen to the album, dude. I don't even think I've heard like a single other Big Pun song. Like, probably a top 20 rap song all the time. Like, this was in talks for like my top, like when I made my top 100 songs all time list. This was like on the long list for that. Come on, man. Back it up, 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 back it up. I'm so good. I do need to come up with a strat for that, like a dedicated strat. Oh wait, no, I need to be on Flash. Okay, I did my goal. Got to bubble from air. I think I slightly messed up my strat there, but it worked out fine. I'll inspect that later. Because I think I'm supposed to have the small frog happen, like, second frog? Why is 36 Chambers so quiet? I'll see if I remember what to do with the bubble fight. Unfortunately, I won't be able to practice because I have to end session like immediately after this run. I thought I wouldn't, but I do. Okay, I remember what to do on defense, and I kind of had to improv off, but... Wily One entry from air. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kind of funny how my nerves are supported there at all for this. Got a good feeling about this one, I don't know why. That's probably a sign that I need. That it's been a minute since I've played late game. I'm standing on the wrong side for that. It worked out for me because of where I was standing. Still not a good sign. Some chill, this is just some chill. Saying. Cletus got sick of my life. Yeah, nothing needs to be refilled. Really funny how that came about, like, right when I was about to menu. 2 of them?! Good roll. Album is so good. I need to re-listen to it. I need to listen to like more like the deeper cuts from Era's indie scene. This is like probably the deepest I've listened to, like in like the core of that like circle, like parallel Asian quote I listen for everyone. Okay, I'm starting to believe. I'm getting like moderately attached. Oh wait, no, this is the one that I don't even fight, I just under it. I've been really scared of Armor Joe's today, it almost made me there, but I need to figure out a consistent way of dodging that. I can't just rely on intuition for I mean like, I'm not trying to kill it outright. Shoot. Okay, there we go. I almost made the same mistake I made that one run. Air, Wily 5 entry from Air. Really good, no matter what happens here. Like, no matter what happens here, that's my best run. Even though I am starting to think early game is the hardest part of this run, besides Wily 5. My nerves, like, did not kick in at all until here, basically. It's really funny. Airflate. What we got here? I just kind of froze up and didn't remember what to do. That's an extremely good run, though. That is an insanely good run. 30 hours in? Basically, like 30, like a bit under 30. Air to Wily 5 bubble. That is, as we in the business say, crazy work. Unfortunately, I gotta end stream right about now, but that's actually a very big confidence boost. Is anyone doing anything right now? Yeah, I'll raid Coast. Alright. Pretty good session on the whole. I made the first fight. I made the first stage not